If you really want to get your bird numbers up or photograph those unusual birds, you need to focus on vagrants. So today I'm going to show you how to find them. So come along and enjoy this adventure. Now in North Carolina, there have been 470 species of birds that have been identified in the state. And basically how they break down is they're extinct birds, birds that no longer exist. Domestic birds, these are introduced birds that some of the individuals have become wild. There are resident birds. These are birds who belong here in North Carolina, who spend all year long here. There are migratory birds. These are birds that either migrate to the state in the springtime for breeding season, or migrate here in the fall for wintertime, or they migrate through the state in the wintertime. And these birds are important to focus on to get your numbers up. But one group of birds that you really need to focus on are vagrants. Vagrants are birds that don't breed in the state, they don't migrate through the state, they don't migrate to the state, they don't belong here. And these are birds that belong in other parts of the country, but end up here in North Carolina. The number one question, I guess, is how do I find birds in my area or anywhere I'm going? And Ebird is a heck of a resource. And here I'm going to show you how to find those vagrants using Ebird and find everyday birds. So the first thing you need to do is to log in Ebird. When you log into Ebird, you have to log in. And if you don't have an account, you are going to have to make one. If you have an account, sign in. It's really simple. They ask you some basic information. So let's say you want to find birds in your area, or any area for that example. You go to explore at the top of the window here, so you got submit and explore, and it will come up with two lists, one of species, one of region. I don't find the species ones very helpful, because unless there's an unusual animal in your area, or I don't find it very helpful. So let's say we're going to explore a region in Connecticut. So I'm going to type in Hartford County. And this is something that you have to be aware of. Not all communities are going to be on this list. So I grew up in a town called Enfield, Connecticut, and I'm using this as my reference here. I don't live in Connecticut anymore. But here I am in Connecticut, and it shows you all the birds that have been seen in Connecticut, and there are many, many birds here. So this list is handy in the sense that it tells you where the birds are, it tells you when the birds were recorded, where they were recorded, but it's not that helpful to me. I find this list not helpful. What I find very helpful is you go up here on the right underneath language, there's a map. Click on that. Now this gives you a map of Hartford County with all the hot spots here highlighted. Now, as you can see on the scale on the right-hand side, the brighter the hot spot, the more birds you're seeing here. Now, Connecticut doesn't have, I think it's something like 300 species of birds have been recorded in Connecticut, so you're not going to have any hot spots with more than 300 species of birds. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Enfield, Connecticut's the town I grew up in. So, and this is just like any other map. You can just grab it and slide it around, zoom in, zoom out. So it's really helpful there. But one of the problems with this is if you look up here at the top, right next to it, it says enter hotspot name. You see date. It says year round, all years. Now, if we're going to be looking for vagrants in the fall, this is not very helpful to us, because it tells us every bird that's been reported in these hotspots all year long. So if you hit the down arrow, you can see where it says all months. You go to October, and then I like to select all years, because the problem that you run into, it is October. If you look down here, October 2nd, if I select current year, it will show me all the birds that have been seen there, but how many birds could that possibly be in 2 days? So I keep it selected as all years. Set range, and what it does is it reloads the map, and we have to zoom in a little bit here, and here's Enfield again. And if you look up here, if you hover over a hotspot, it'll tell you the name of the hotspot and how many birds have been seen in the date range we have, or birds have been seen in October, all the years counting. So if we click on it, it says the name of the area. It says 139 species have been seen in Fenny-Stebbins Wildlife Refuge, and this is a federal wildlife refuge. And there have been 257 lists formed here. Now below here is a bar chart, And this is a classic bar chart for birds. It will show you all the birds that have been reported there, and it will tell you the dates that they've been there. So you can say, like, Canada geese are seen generally all year long, but wood ducks aren't seen very often in December, January, and February, but they're seen the rest of the year. Blue-winged teal are pretty much seen only March, April, and May, and then again in August, September, October, and November. So generally speaking, this is if you're looking for a particular species of birds and you're not that knowledgeable about where they are when they are in that area, you can go there. So what we're going to do is go back to Fenny Stebbins. Click on it here. High count just gives you the high count of birds that have been seen there. Again, this just gives you a list of birds that have been seen at this wildlife refuge in the month of October. The thing with this list is it pretty much just gives you the birds that are seen the most common to the least common. Again, this is helpful in the sense that if you want to find a particular bird, it's, you know, and you want to see if it's been seen there, that's a good thing to do. But generally speaking, it's just a list of birds, and that doesn't give you a lot of information. I think the most important thing about this map, when you click on that, is that you're saying, okay, I see 139 species here, and you can click on this and get the list of birds. So I want to go there. If you click directions, it will open up Google Maps, and you can get directions there. So if you click the directions icon, and if you type in directions to 69 Yale Drive, that's a street I grew up on, you will get directions from that address. So if this was a hotel, to Fenny Stebbins, which is really useful information if you need to get there, especially if this is a new area you're going to. Now, this is great. So you want to go to Fenny Stebbins, you can find up to 139 species of birds here. That's great. But this is not going to help us find vagrants. And this is what we're looking for, vagrants. So if you go up here to, next to Explore is My Ebird. Now, when you go into My Ebird, over here on the left-hand side, you can see all the checklists that you put in, everything that you've seen, all the photos you put in. But if you go down the list, Manage My, and if you go into Alerts, this will give you alerts. So if you click on this ABA rarity, it will send you an email every day of every rare bird that there is. So I clicked on See the Rare Bird Alert, and it shows me all the rare birds that have been seen here. So pink-footed goose has been seen October 2nd. That's not that close to where I am here. That's close to 4 hours away. But if you click subscribe to this alert, it will send you a notification every day about that. And you can even edit that list. So if I go back to alerts here, unsubscribe, if I click change, I can change it from daily to hourly. So if I'm someplace where I'm there for a few days and I want to get an hourly alert, you can do that. Now, to do that, if you, let's say I want to get an hourly alert for Hartford County, I would just type in Hartford, and it comes up, Hartford, Connecticut, and I hit subscribe. I will get notified every day about how many rare birds have been seen in Hartford County until I unsubscribe. And if I click change, I can change that to hourly. Now, it's a really good tool. So if you're going someplace and you don't know what birds are there, this will send you an alert of what birds have been seen and where they've been seen in Hartford County. Now, the last alert, and this is an alert that I think is really good for vagrants, is that you can sign up for every bird that is not on your list. And you can select it to be this year only or your life list. So again, I'm going to type in Hartford, Connecticut. And I say this year only. And I click subscribe. It will send me a email every day of all birds that I have not seen in Hartford County this year. This is a great way to find vagrants that are in your area. Both these notifications, or all three of these notifications, will tell you what rare birds have been seen in your area and give you an opportunity to find the birds. As you're looking for those, you find other birds that are common to your area. So those are the easiest way for you to find birds in your area, and especially to find vagrants. So I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel because that helps us in the YouTube world. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy. I want to thank you for watching.